Welcome back to 7-Eleven Game Time Anytime. My name is Sierra here with Keg going into map 2 of For Real versus EX-SERENITY. We just saw EX-SERENITY with a fantastic comeback on Bind, but now our attention is going to be shifting over to Haven.
That's true. Haven, I mean, from what we had seen, it seemed like, gunfights had worked a little bit better for Xfinity on the attacking side. Both teams seem to have worked really well on the attacking side now that I think about it, and we're going to a map that's predominantly attacker-sided in of itself. So I think we're just going to see maybe an extension of what we had last time, where teams really know how to play for their own attacks, but the defense, we need to see at least one sentinel on each team come out. I think they have a really safe safety net of defense. Oh,
Yeah.
see Jobo.
Yeah, I see a little bit of a cipher there on both ends here. I saw the KO get flirted around with for half a second, but just teasing us, just playing with our feelings. Just waiting on this last pick for Real. It is going to be For Real on defense starting off for this map too. I'm excited to see things go over onto Haven. I mean, it was a pretty close matchup in the first map, even though it was dominantly attacking side for both teams. So going on a map like Haven, it should be interesting to see what the adjustment is.
Yeah, I think the adjustment's going to come down to those Cypher
Ooh.
Sentinel utilities first, but Dopai bringing out the Phoenix.
Ooh, you sound not too excited. I'm excited to see that.
I just think Phoenix is not the best choice of action in the current meta right now. I mean, he's not a bad duelist. It's just that usually what Phoenix can do, there's usually an agent that can do it a little bit better. Like, for instance, I think a great example could have been Skye. We could have seen Guiding Lights come through, a Trailblazer. Sure, you don't have the Firewall or the run-it-back ultimate, but, I mean, you have Seekers to do effectively the same exact thing, except not get kills.
Well, I'm a believer. If somebody is going to be locking in a Phoenix, I believe in their capability to be piloting this Phoenix to a max. So I believe in Dopai here, and
I believe.
It just said, okay, you don't believe. I just heard you talk about how you didn't believe.
I don't believe in the agent, but I believe in Dopai piloting this Phoenix into victory.
Yeah, all right. I guess you get a pass there. Right out of the gate, EX-SERENITY looking to put a lot of pressure into this mid. Look at that. Dopai, though, right away, kind of peeking out of garage, unable to do too much impact, though, is going to take one down with him. Rest of the team standing outside of garage is just down to Colbert holding this down as Look is pushed up and see long.
Pushed up aggressively, dodging and dipping their way around that tripwire. Trailblazer comes down, takes a chunk of damage outside that Cypher. Cobra can't escape. Or can
Can't
he?
escape for the moment, but a successful push back with Shock Darts being able to put in that pressure to let him keep his life for now. So much pressure towards, mid garage area, though, means A is pretty free. So EX-SERENITY being able to go for that push over there. But up in Heaven, able to find Joba. At this point, a little bit of a power angle For Real does have an advantage going in to a retake here. And they have the recon to get a little bit of information, calling out at least two of them. Mac pushing forward. Player, though, look at that kill after kill. This is his site. You are just playing in it. Bobobo gets one, but EX-SERENITY is going to be taking down this pistol.
I really like the rotate that came out from EX-SERENITY. They tried the poke and prod their way towards C Garage in the beginning. Didn't quite work out the way they had hoped. There was so much utility inside Garage, it was unreal. And once they realized that Cypher was playing towards C's side, why bother with C and just avoid it altogether and go for A with just no utility at all to stop them in their tracks? So the pivot to A worked out unbelievably well, and I think Serenity, whether they knew it or not, they made a great choice by starting off on the attack. But For Real, the same thing that we saw on Buy could very well happen. It's only been one round, but if these attacking rounds are just playing around Cypher, that's a huge point of contention.
Yeah, now that they got the guns looking towards mid again, but instead just going looking right outside onto this B site. Trying to make any sort of aggression by pushing out through Garage, able to get a kill, but found out just a second later, just being traded out. There it is, able to find at least one in window here, but Spike has gone down, 2v1 situation, and not too much health to their name as, you know, they're kind of hunting at this point.
Hunting them down. Okay, last alive. Oh, one good solid right click, but not too far away to confirm the kill. Serenity again, fast plant into B. Best time to do it. We had seen a little bit of that Haven B plant in the first series that we casted tonight, but it was a little bit later into the round. It typically didn't work into the attacker team's favor, but that is how it's meant to be done. For real though, it's a tough call to make. This is their first full buy round. They have rifles on the board. It's a bonus buy to the extreme right now for EX-SERENITY. But instead of going for the knives, they're going to full buy themselves along with Nick as well. And there's only one on side of C to really stop the whole push. Trailblazer goes down. Opening pick comes by, but oh no, Sierra, they're losing control.
Great opening pick. Does readjust, but line of sight going to be denied with that cyber cage as, you know, we lost a member, but we're just going to keep on trucking through. We're going to be taking this site. We're going to set up for she to be going for this retake. That was such a fast, aggressive push out, and I absolutely love it. It's just whether they can be holding this into a post plant now as, you know, for real, as a team pushing out. Look at that flash, being able to, every member contributing, being able to get a kill. And look at that. Fantastic retake to get a point on the board.
Really good retake overall from For Real. They were able to use their weaponry, hold down onto the site, especially Bavovo, who found the opening pick and skated out of the way, dodged all the utility, and allowed EX-SERENITY to funnel into C long, all the while waiting for the rest of their teams to come in for the retake. That is a great way of playing the defensive round, and I'm wondering if C is going to be another point of contention that Serenity wants to poke for again, and it seems like they almost want to go for round 2 now that they have full rifles of their own.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, Serenity did get picked off there at the beginning, decided to keep on going, and they got onto the site, but just not being able to hold it, not having that advantage in the post plant in terms of agents was rough for them. But new round, full buys in on each team. Bobo pushing up through A long here. Play this very aggressively. A little bit of poking around C. There's not actually anybody on site there. Bobo going now to cover the back of site. But looking towards Garage as well. Hoberg
they found my wire.
Locked up there.
Tripwire's gone down. Dopai aware of what's going on. Look how he dodges off the site. He's waiting for the rest of the team to come forward. We're ready for the dedication from EX-SERENITY to go onto the site. And then they're all playing for post plant.
There is so much going on. Rick stuck up in heaven. The flash coming out. But the run it back being always good for, you know, not able to take a life down, but at least has renewed for it on his own. Bobo, though, on that flank that we saw it right at the beginning with that push through A long, is able to at least take one. Blaze Storm, unable to quite connect. The moving spray, able to take him down here, is going to be just one. To be trying to stop the defuse, and is not going to be enough here. But we're tying up the score.
Retakes. Maybe the extra weaponry didn't matter a whole lot. The run it back too from For Real I thought was really nice to be kind of a drone almost for Real's side. So when we saw Dopai use that run it back, and maybe I'm eating my words a bit, he was able to get onto the site completely for free, go for a full heal as well, and give so much intel for the rest of their team to find out where Serenity was playing for the post plan. But that was 2 rounds in a row of C site just not working for Serenity. A site worked. B site worked. Who's to say it won't work again? But look at this though. For Real are playing into that. They have 2 aggressing outside of A long at the beginning of this round. Oh no. And no one's going for it.
And nobody going towards A long, instead looking back towards the mid, back towards the Garage, and so aggressively, but player trying to push out onto B site, just going to be taken down here. And this point, they just gotta push them back on, and maybe this A long should work. Look at that, Bobo being able to at least get one right out of the gate. Versus to try and hold in that angle, but getting linked out, bring him down to half health, even less than that. They're not up to shenanigans. They know where he's at. Popping around the corner, Echo at least finally able to confirm that kill. For Real do have 2 on site. Is EX-SERENITY going to start committing to it?
Start committing. Jobuk is going to go for the Cypher cam. That being said, Cosmic Divide goes down. Oh, blocking out CT in heaven. That's so unbelievably strong. But Dopai hides in the corner and takes down Nick. They're still holding the line, and they all fall at once. For real again, just holding it back, letting Serenity go in for the aggressive play hasn't been working out for the team whatsoever. A lot of that too, beginning of the round, we saw a player go in for the aggressive dash into B, past the Nebula, into certain death. And from there, there's not a lot of engagement for space to be created on X-Serenity's side going to B. They had to rely on utility and pushing in as a team, but slowly but surely they were picked off one by one as they tried to make their way through A long.
Yeah, at this point, C didn't work too well. That mid-A didn't work too well. Where do you, like, we see a little bit of a more default, but a little more pressure towards A, but what do you think?
I think A's the way to go. We haven't seen a full dedicated A push in a few rounds, and I think had player not gone for B, that could have been a very different round for X-Serenity. Now they have the space that could be created, player, up close and personal, no one's seemingly on A whatsoever. In fact, everyone for real knows an A push, but they're ready and waiting for the retake again.
Want to play this retake with full numbers advantage here. Play it slow and patiently play as a team. And, you know, make sure there's no fake shenanigans coming out. Hunter's Fury from Mac. Delay the spike push just a little bit. Not good for a kill, but at least good in buying time and some information. Bobo perched up in heaven with an op. But it is going to be a full 5v5 as Hunter's Fury being answered back from with Echo, knowing there's a good chance about where they all are, getting that confirmed. At this point, a little difficult. Gonna be popping down through heaven with the shorty. Is good for one before being traded out, and here it is. So much chaos as they push out together as a team. They're able to get so much and get into a position where it was just a 1v1, but X-Serenity is able to be holding on.
There we go. Kind of playing into that, knowing that Serenity, or for real, we're going to go for a retake. A lot less aggressive positions I felt that were being held by Serenity there. Curious to see, though, if A is going to be the way to go again. And if for real keep reading into where these Serenity players are going to go, there might need to be a attack timeout or some fundamental shift that Serenity can bring. If they keep going for the same sites that are being known every single time, it allows for real to have Galaxy Brain planning for rounds ahead.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of utility right out of the gate towards A here, including a wall to, you know, not even more sight. And until I try and get this orb, they spammed. They knew what he was up to. Is able to be getting it, but kind of pinched in the corner a little bit. Able to at least get out though. Just spoke too soon. Not quite in time. Player chasing him down, not letting him get away with that orb.
Oh, and Mac knows that someone's nearby, but they checked the wrong angle.
Checking the corners, he did, but he just the wrong one first. Player is baiting outside A long here. Serenity, fantastic advantage going into this. Neuro Theft coming out, going to be calling out the 3 remaining members. And look at that, they're all on A. Let's just get out of here. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, skedaddling out of there and going for another site is definitely the way to go. But look at all the Cypher util between C and B. Spy cam goes down. Another trade. Okay, the lurk is now dead. But C does have a lot of utility to work with.
Does, and for real, only have 2 agents to be trying to make this happen. Player being able to pick off the last 2. For X-Serenity to be taking this lead.
Beautiful work from Serenity again. For real, we're reading into their plays so well, but now Serenity, just when it seems like they'll dedicate to a site, they're actually going to rotate all the way over across the entire map. They poked, maybe they flirted with the idea of B, but for the most part, that garage to C looked so enticing to go for their own side, and it worked out well. 2 strings of 2 rounds in a row. For real, had a string of 3 in between. 3 to 4 is looking a lot more even than we saw in Bind.
Oh, definitely. This round, though, going to be a little bit rough with, you know, 1 Phantom to their name. Other than that, just Sheriffs to be working with. Bobo going to pop the Blade Storm right out of the gate. Push up aggressively through mid as well. Spamming the Sheriff through, trying to see someone happen. Seeker's coming out. Is going to call one out in short. shot is going to be missing, but backing up, not wanting to get shorted in the face. I do not blame you, bud. Blade Storm going to be good for 2 before going out. Put this into an advantage for real on this broken buy, but not for long. A-Site gets taken control of. Plant starts going down. Real on the back foot on the retake. They do have to do something to work with, but it is a save at the end of the day.
Save at the end of the day. 2 left alive are for real. This is entirely doable. If Cypher can get close to one body or maybe take someone down, they can go for a neural theft. Through the nebula, though, they drop it, instantly traded out.
Oh, 1v1, but with only a sheriff, it is going to be Adder coming out on top, but that was a really close round.
It was a bold play, especially from the Cypher dropping down. That could have been a lot bigger, but really good trade potential coming out from Serenity. They take it to 5. Only 1 point away now from what could pretty much be considered Serenity at least tying up or winning the half already. But for real, they have a neural theft, they have a cosmic divide, and them both playing on 2 different sides of the map, really looking to divide and looking for information for Serenity. Not really have those pinch and that coordination to go ahead with.
They do have their own cosmic divide to work with, though, if one comes out on the other end. You love to see it. Offshot in a short. Has to be breaking. Will be utility first, but unable to be getting that kill onto Adder. Giving Adder the room to be moving up a little bit here. Though, there's two over on A, you know, lurking. But rest of the team looking to test out the waters on C. Spike isn't quite with them, but if they get control of that site, all it takes is the A rotate to happen, and they got it for free.
There we go. A rotate down to occur. Full retake possibility from For Real. 2 members already outside CT walls. The double cyber cage underway. There is Dopeye though on top of Garage, moving away just in the nick of time. But no, they move back, and Cypher's on the wiser, but he gets the flick just in time.
Fantastic shot there, but player being able to follow up with a op shot, try and take control of this site. There is a cosmic divide as well up, going to make this even more difficult for Real to try and make anything happen here. Dangerous push through, a bit of utility to be working with, but as time's running out, they got to try and make something happen now. Both of them in the one spot, called out. It's not going to be enough. 6-3 for EX-SERENITY.
Interesting cosmic divide to come underway. It denied out again those pushes without any information towards CT or even Garage. It allowed so much possibility for EX-SERENITY to just blossom onto the site and hold gunfights that normally wouldn't seem like the best idea, but there's no way for Real to push through that cosmic divide without really just taking a gigantic risk. And a risk they certainly did. Now, look at their economy. They're playing into the next round here. Serenity are technically good to win the round. Sheriffs, and at most, maybe a Marshal and a Spectre. Their positions are really spread apart, but there's double aggression right outside Garage, and the spy cam's going to make the first contact.
I mean, if you're on a save, why not play aggressive? Try and see if you can make something happen here. And right out of the gate, Bobo is going to be able to at least grab 1. Though 2 from their own team being taken out, Dubai unable to make any impact with that Spectre there. I mean, it is a save. We're not surprised by that. Over on A site, the push out, Mac going to be going down. Or all by his lonesome. There's a Phantom in front of him. He can pick that up, try and go for it, try and go for a save, but still a rough one for Real here.
And I think we've only seen 1 talk timeout so far this game. Wouldn't be too surprised to see another one to come out maybe by the time this round is over, but player takes down Cover, a beautiful shot. And now Serenity, 7-5 is the best For Real can hope for right now, and it doesn't seem like it's out of the realm of possibility. For Real right now, 2 ops on the board. Okay, you don't really see 2 ops generally ever, but having 1 inside of C, maybe 1 in A, playing aggressively, wouldn't be the worst option in the world, but if both of them were hypothetically go down, that'd be pretty bad, Sierra. But it looks like Bovovo is going to be the only one to stick with it here. And this early aggression hasn't really worked for Real, but it looks like Dopeye is going to continue on with it.
Yeah, that's a dangerous one. We can see that op scoped in there. You do have the flashes, but you just got to hold that angle if you're a player. And sure enough, Dopeye going to be going down. That one hurts right out of the gate. Garage player going down means, you know, is full. There is the push up through C, but you know, that could be a dangerous lurk there if Cobra gets the opportunity to that.
Cobra is playing smart.
Yes, such a fantastic angle. Knows there's one behind. Breaks the trip, instantly called out and punished for it. The potential that lurk had. Not going to see it this time around. Hunter's Fury to try and deny a bit of, you know, deny the spike being planted. Do a little bit more control of the site, but it's not going to go in their favor out of the gate. Mac does at least find one, but still a 4v1 retake in a game that these retakes have not been strong on. Mac, you're in a world of pain here, buddy. Does take another one down, at least a little bit of damage, but that's about it.
It really does seem like For Real are taking a lot more isolated, aggressive gunfights. We saw what happened with Coburg. He tried to take out someone potentially on the flank. We saw Dopai do the same thing at the beginning of the round, none of which really worked out well for Real's favor, but these retakes aren't really working that aggressively either. It's tough to tell what the next call needs to be for this defensive side, but Serenity, they're looking really good. EX-SERENITY, they've been able to find the opening pick the majority of these rounds and then rotating off of it, working out really well. But here we are again. Early aggression's gonna go down. Cobra has been hit by the guiding light.
Seeker's gonna make it even more difficult as Hunter's Fury coming out. Cobra tries to get away. Adder just gonna shoot him right into the back though. Here it is. Hunter's Fury gonna find one as well. For Real cannot catch a break right now as the spike's going to go down. Already down 2 members on the rotate. This is the important match in making it at least easier for them on the attacking side. But at this point, it's just the run it back Endopai to try and make it happen. Got one, but look at Adder. He's waiting for him. Not just respect.
The entirety of EX-SERENITY just bobbed and weaved around that cosmic divide and just took down so many different bodies, and it felt like, again, For Real, there was no one really backing each other up. I mean, by the time the run-it-back had come out, Dobai was the last one alive, and there was no protection of his real body, I guess, his non-Radiantite body, according to the lore. But overall, didn't quite go down well in For Real's favor for the first half. But again, given the team compositions, having double duelists compared to the single one EX-SERENITY has, For Real could easily make this comeback here, especially with it being the 9-3 curse, as long as they can play aggressive and play off the flashes that the Phoenix offers.
Yeah, and I feel like this pistol round is going to be so important in seeing if a comeback is possible at this point. If you win pistol, you should be winning the round after, and that would be a fantastic way of bringing yourself back into this. They're going to be pushing aggressive towards A as well. Right away, Bobo push himself on to site, and EX-SERENITY backed up. They want to go for a full retake here. Push out with the spike for half a second, you know, baiting out that second shocker. You do not want to be going down to that. But look at the utility to be denying any sort of plant coming down. EX-SERENITY, they saw the window. We need to take them out before the spike even goes down. Look at this aggression. Mac all by himself over a short with a classic in his hand.
Mac doesn't know what to do. Guys, hello? Is everyone okay up there? Can you hear me?
Poor Mac. I wouldn't know what to do right now if I was Mac either. Your whole team, you had the site, and all of a sudden they're gone. Player as well, just baiting that out at this point. Just go for it. Try and get some kills. Cybercade gonna be denying any line of sight at this point. They're just spamming. Look at all just lined up waiting for him. Poor guy.
Ready and strike. Beautiful work again from EX-SERENITY. They're able to buy up here, and For Real, they probably have to go for another pistol just to save up their economy for the full rifle round in, you know, the third round of the second half. That means by the time there's a full rifle round, this is such a hard call. If you're For Real, full rifle round on 3 to 11, most likely, means that if they lose that rifle round, it'll be an eco round 3 to 12. So these next 2 rounds for Real are going to be the most important rounds, possibly of the entire series between these two teams.
Camera taken
out. For sure. Right away, getting that information. There's a couple of them lurking down at C long here. As the rest of the team slowly but surely posted outside of Garage. See if their teammates can make any headway over. But look at that aggressive A push here. Player good for 2 off of that, looking for the third, unable to quite find it, but such aggression there. EX-SERENITY wanting to put For Real in a terrible position, force them into that do we rifle, do we not rifle position that they might find themselves in. Only 2 members left. They're going towards C, but look who's there waiting for them.
What a meltdown again. Serenity now 11-3. For Real, they have to go for their force by Sierra, and it's like, if you lose this round, the series is over. You have them be saving into the series point round.
Yeah, would be literally the craziest eco round if they win it on match point here, but you don't want to be put in that position ever. Losing this round is almost most certainly going to be the end of the game and end of a run in this. So this is where it's going to come down, and look at this. Full force ahead on A site. There is 3 of them waiting there though. B and Garage left completely open. Player is good for 1 before traded out, but For Real is able to make some ground here, being able to at least take down more than they're losing. Mac being able to turn away perfectly with that flash. The disrespect too. Mac was not enjoying the round where he was by himself, looking to get a little bit of revenge there. And look at this. For Real, fantastic execution here. Only losing 1 and taking the site, and it's Nick on the back foot now. All by his lonesome. Does have some utility to play around with, but at this point, you just, like, you go for it and try and mess up their econ, or you just save your own, and, you know, it might just be econ damage.
Yeah, going for the saves, looking for some damage as well. All the merrier here. For Real, more likely than not, going to be staying into the game, and there is no match point for Serenity just yet. That means For Real now, if they can snowball their economy for the next few rounds, there's a likely possibility things could look good for them going into the later part of this half. But that being said, zeroing it back to over here now, EX-SERENITY, looks like the gods seemingly in the series can bleed. That is the end of the 9-round streak that Serenity had built up for themselves. For Real, they do have 1 ult on the board. They have the run it back to be used for the attack, and that can be a great entry execution offer. But if they want to go for a fast plant on the B, having that run it back be used for the plant and then dissipate out wouldn't be too bad of an option either.
And I mean, A worked so well. Look at them post it outside of A yet again. Whether they poke and make a little bit of noise or actually fully commit, we're about to see. But player is going to be playing aggressive again right out of the gate. Going to be avoiding the gravitational well and just going to be able to hide in this corner. Classic in hand. Nobody going to be taking go out. Player watching his comrade go down. The rest of them just slowly push up towards A. Look at that flank, though, coming out from EX-SERENITY. That could be very, very dangerous if given the room. Ooh, player able to take 1 down. Almost takes somebody down as well before being traded out, but that definitely hurts. Run it back, though, means that be able to get all of that back. At this point, Shoba on the flank. Not going to be able to do too much, but here it is. 2 rounds in a row for Real. Clawing their way back into this.
Yeah, these defensive rounds for both teams have proven it again to be very difficult for each side, but this is also the first full buy round I think For Real have had. Well, no, excuse me, we've already passed that point, but player, though, first time now have the up. This might be where things get a little bit more dicey depending on how aggressive they want to play at the beginning of the round. But one player I'm going to highlight is actually Eva on For Real's side. This work with the Nebulas has worked fantastically well, blocking out like those potential flanks we talked about, but even the aggressive entry from EX-SERENITY's defense has been nullified. But look at that, though, not for this round, but no, Eva's still alive.
Still alive, but losing 2 teammates in the process. No fast aggressive push this time around for you. Instead, you're going to be going back towards A, where Eva is chilling on the back of site. Look at that, right away being able to get one, but with another. EX-SERENITY's had enough playing around. They want to be ending this here and now. Mac, yet again, all my friends are dead syndrome. Left by himself with this Vandal. Everyone on C-site, they got this fight as well. Is able to find 1 before being traded out, and EX-SERENITY now on match point.
Absolutely.
point.
And now 12-5, EX-SERENITY, 3 ults on the board, taking aggression versus aggression. Now realizing the post plant retake isn't going to work out if they don't play just as hard against For Real. Going just gunfight after gunfight against each other, ignoring all the smoke possibilities and seeing how telegraphed sometimes these attacks can be, have been the way to go. By now we would have seen at least 1 or 2 rounds on to B for the attack, and I think maybe the adjustment here is to have some utility on side of B just in case there's a potential lurk from For Real's side, and they may have called that correctly from Serenity. Already the call's been made, the one-ways have gone down, and Adder's pushed up.
Push up, but not able to get that kill. Even there, holding that flank, holding the angle, knowing, you know, they played aggressive last time. I don't see it going any other way this time around. Real being able to get that spike down. They just have to hold this. Now Jova pushing through Garage. Oh, on the other end. Not going to be able to hold it though. Flank too strong. Hunter's Fury coming out. Get some information. Opshot coming out as well. Just trying to get any ground back into this site. Not the site, but look at these lineups. Look at these angles. It's a difficult defuse to try and get. And at this point, Burrow can just play around. I mean, we saw the jump out just bait for time. And with time going out, it's just going to be saving this op, getting out of there. Try your luck at match point next round.
Saving the op and saving the Odin is a really good idea for EX-SERENITY. They have a lot of rounds to play off of here, but having such interesting and special weapons like those two to keep for the post plant, I think is a really smart idea. Unlike a map like Ascent, Ico with the Odin isn't going to be as ideal. But at least then there is that extra benefit of some penetrability with the walls, such as like garage doors. And then having someone on EX-SERENITY, also like player with the op, being on top of, say, the C boxes, watching down C long or pushing A long, all really, really beneficial ideas. And what I think we're seeing here is actually an Odin setup outside of A long, and through a smoke, this could be absolutely deadly. But it looks like, though, For Real have a different plan in mind, and they're going to go for the B plan again.
Work. I would have to get through a little bit of utility, but the Cosmic Divide
they're baiting it out.
More difficult. But yeah, the bait, Hunter's Fury, it baits the Hunter's Fury, but the rest of them getting out of there, and I absolutely love that. Going clean, looking through Garage as well. I mean, all the utility to deny all of that. Oh, but Shorty around the corner going to be finding EX-SERENITY is one person away from taking this in a 2-0. Look, Mac all by himself in the corner. Seeker as well. Can't even try and be sneaky about it. Missed off shot, but at this point, they're all coming for him. Flawless round for EX-SERENITY to take this and be moving on.
A flawless round and a flawless bait. All it took was a single Cosmic Divide to bait out the entirety of the team For Real into going for a different route, but that bait didn't work. All EX-SERENITY had to do was play onto the sites, wait for where the final execution was going to be, and melt everybody down.
I feel melt everyone down is actually a very accurate way to describe what we just saw. I mean, that was such a nice little fake. That was such a nice little, rotate back over, but didn't matter. They just... I mean, EX-SERENITY didn't even care. It absolutely melted them, but it was still so well played. I'm sad that we won't get to see Fracture. I know that you're even more sad about that. We spent all this time thinking of names, the one part of the map, to not even get to use any of them. But it was still such a fantastic series to watch, especially that last round there on Haven.
Absolutely. I really like to see the ingenuity that EX-SERENITY was able to bring out in the last 2 maps. And For Real, a really good team, had great ideas and executions themselves, but those defensive sides, there was always at least one side that was just a huge falling off point for them in both maps. But EX-SERENITY played a lot more consistent, and it definitely shows.
Yeah, for sure. And they're only a couple rounds off of being able to get match point. And sure, For Real able to get some ground back, but just 2 good rounds is all you need. That aggressive push-up, I feel like that was where a huge momentum shift was. That aggressive push-up through A-long to just pick off a Real one by one, put them on the back foot, and just after that, be able to run away with the game. It's just so clean and so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved watching it. I wish we saw Fracture, but maybe tomorrow we can see Fracture.
Maybe tomorrow. I mean, I feel like last time we casted, teams weren't really willing to try it out too much. But at this point, if a team's comfortable with it, there's a good chance your opponent isn't. But I think too that we do have an updated bracket if we want to be going over and seeing that. Kind of keep an eye out
Ah.
on what we're going to be seeing tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, at noon is going to be semis before our championship match. And here we are. We're still waiting on one game, a little bit delayed, but it's going to be EX-SERENITY versus Fenrir.
Yeah, Ex-Serenity and Fenrir, both really well-known teams in the Tier 2 space. I think would be a cool thing to see. I'm curious to see how far Green Beans is willing to go. They're a team name that I think was recently revived by an unholy kid recently, and I want to see more from them. I don't think I've ever seen Green Beans play, but I've heard nothing but good things about their team. Who knows? Maybe we'll see them tomorrow.
Maybe. So make sure everyone tune in tomorrow. I just got to say, for Keg and myself, make sure to check us out. Twitter links down below. And keep in mind, today is only the first day of the 7-Eleven Game Time Anytime series. It is going to be more Valorant tomorrow, but it's going to be Apex Legends November 13th, 14th, and next month. Well, actually, I almost say next month, in a couple days next month, so December. Sorry, math is hard. It's been a long day.
It's already
Guilty Gear
December.
Strive. It's almost November. We're 2 days out of it. Tomorrow's Halloween. Um, so make sure you can do your Halloween plans later. Come by noon Pacific time to catch semis before finals. I gotta say, for myself and Kay, hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.